aka the Military Diva. I wanted to welcome you guys to my very own virtual show. Hey, um, the whole premise of the Military Diva show is to highlight and honor the amazing adventures of our sisters in arms. I want to speak on topics that affect us and interview all of those women who still serving in uniform and our sisters who are not in uniform anymore about amazing business ventures they're doing, life, career, family, arts, music, sports, whatever it is that they're getting into. I want us to talk about it, celebrate it, and walk with them on their journey. So get your glass of wine, sit back, and let's enjoy the show. Um, our first guest today we have, she is a multifaceted, um, I want to say triple threat, but she has so much going on outside of being a veteran. She's a comedian, she's an author, and she's an owner of her very own brand called Veterana. Please welcome to the show, Claudia Arceo.
Hey y'all. Hi Monica.
Hey, hon, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for the invite. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, it's no problem. So, everybody, I want to just tell a little story about how me and Claudia met. We actually met 15 years ago. I know we don't look it, right? I mean, good divas that that good skin color, they don't crack. But we met 15 years ago in finance school in New Jersey, and it's just kind of amazing how over the years, just watching Claudia evolve into the woman that she is today. Just, as she stepped outside of the uniform, she's just, worked her way into the government sector, still serving her brothers and sisters in arms, but also dabbed into comedy, dabbed into writing, and now, working in her brand. It's just kind of amazing. So Claudia, let me stop talking, and I want you to tell the audience about who you are and what you do.
Well, like I said earlier, thank you for the invite. I'm glad to be here. My name is Claudia Arceo, and I am the CEO and founder of Veterana, which is a brand for women veterans. Um, I am a Army veteran from, not from, but I did 14 years, and I just, when I came out, I wanted to do something that would make us women stand out. I just felt like we didn't have our own. And every time you picture a veteran, it's like the first thing you picture is a male. And I wanted to create something that could change that dynamic, change that narrative. And that's where Veterana was born from.
Okay, okay. Um, so can you say that the transition from being a soldier to a veteran or a veterana, was that difficult, or how, tell us a little bit how that flowed through.
The transition was difficult because I consider the military a lifestyle.
Hmm.
And going from a military background, I came from Fort Bragg. I got released from active duty in Fort Bragg. So we all know, if you've been in the Army, that's one of the most rigid bases military wise. And then I went to the civilian world and it was completely different. Um, so I think I was very militarized, and the struggle was real. And it was hard for me to get a job. It was hard for me to just get used to that lifestyle that didn't have all that regimen, and making decisions of as easy as what was I going to wear for work tomorrow, having to coordinate things, having to decide what I'm going to eat or where I'm going to go to eat. So
Yeah.
little things like that, that you know we don't realize that we do that, but we do that. And when we get out to the civilian world, it's like it's just too much, and it can become overwhelming. It's too many decisions, too much going on. I was actually remembering the other day that I still walk with my right hand empty. So I can be going wherever and I can have 1,000 things in my hands, but everything will be hanging out of my left hand and I will still
Get
have my right hand empty.
get ready to salute. You
And
prepared
I
just in case you walk past an officer.
and when am I gonna pass, like, am I really gonna pass past an officer when I'm at Walmart? Like, I'm not.
No.
You know? I've been out for 8 years and I still have my right arm open all the time. It's crazy, but it's so weird for me to carry anything on my right arm. It just feels odd. So, something that simple, obviously, I still haven't transitioned from. But there's a lot of good things that I kept. I think I still to this day utilize the 7 Army values for everything. Every time I go to a job interview, they're like, "Well, explain to me what a leader is." And I'm like, "Well, a leader is," and I'm thinking in my head, LDRSHIP. And so, I mean, it's stuck. It's stuck. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not because, like, I know one day I was sending an email at work and I was like, "Hey, let me tell you what's coming down the pipeline," and they're like, "What? What pipe?" And I was just like, how do I reword this? So
Having to explain acronyms to those that's never served is always it gets a little frustrating sometimes because you forget it, definitely forget that okay, not everybody's military minded, so they do not understand everything that we say, or sometimes what we say can can be a little off-putting when it's our soldier speak, as to say.
I've been out long enough to not use acronyms as much, other than like common ones like SAAP, ASAP. We don't even say ASAP anymore. It's ASAP.
No,
Everybody knows that now, so we don't have
yeah,
to worry about that. I use TDY a lot, and I still work for the government. I'm like, how does not everybody in the government know what TDY means? But they don't. They call it just business trip.
right.
So I have to
Right.
correct myself on that one because I'm so used to that one. But for the most part, I try not to use acronyms. I actually say what the acronym is if I'm saying something. But there's words that I don't even know that they're not words. Like, to me, they're just like I said, coming down the pipeline. That's just the norm to me of something that's coming up. I didn't know how else to word that other than, well, I think it's something that's getting ready to happen. So just things like that, verbiage that we're so used to that, like I went to a conference with a very good friend and she was talking about we were in the trenches. And it was a conference full of civilian women. And I was like, "You're really using the word trenches? Come on, dude."
I think I know who that friend is.
Uh, you do. And so, but it just comes out naturally. You don't even realize that you do it because it's your day-to-day verbiage, and
Yeah.
you don't even know that you did it. It's like, oh wow, I guess I thought you knew that. So if they don't tell me, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm thinking I'm talking perfectly fine. So I get corrected a lot, and it's it's better. I'm a little more civilized now. I guess so. It's gotten a little better. I'm actually late to things now, so I think I'm civilized. Um,
So
but uh,
how is it though being, I mean, I understand when you're interacting with civilians, those who's never wore the uniform before, but you're pretty big in the veteran community.
I am.
So how is that? What, tell us about what organizations that you're a part of or you volunteer with or that you support um, since leaving. So, I being that the army has made a huge impact on your life or the military in general.
Ooh, girl, we're gonna be here all night if I tell
Well, you
you
know what?
about
Well, you keep it time. We got this much time.
that. So yes, I'm very involved with veteran organizations. I am a peer support leader for Women Veterans Network, also known as Woven, and for Wounded Warrior Project, which most of us, military or not, are familiar with. I do a lot of community service with the Mission Continues. I got my stand up comedy training through ASAP, which is Armed Services Arts Partnership. Um, I I've done things with RWB, which is red, white, and blue. They're more like a activity, health, running, hiking type of stuff, more movement stuff. I've done stuff with Team Rubicon, which is I think they're very well known now with like disasters and stuff. And I just recently became a board member for a new organization down in my area in Baltimore called Reveille Grounds, and
Ooh,
their purpose is more like a resource. Um, well, right now it's just a resource group, but ultimately it's going to become something like a Starbucks, where it's going to be a coffee shop, and the coffee that's going to be selling, it's owned. I don't remember the name of the coffee. They're probably going to hate me for this because I should know this, but the coffee is what's going to be sold there, and the owner, he's a Marine veteran, so it's a
okay,
collaboration between the Marine veteran and the founder of Reveille Grounds. She's a Marine veteran's wife. So
okay,
they're doing the collaboration. She's doing the resource part, the gathering of the information and the building and all of that. And he's bringing in the coffee, the logistics, I guess. And they're getting together. So it's gonna be like a Starbucks for veterans. And then you just sit around and you mingle, and there'll be resources. They bring in different veteran organizations, local, national, um, and then it's just a place to mingle pretty much. I know with every single organization that I have anything to do with, they have always said the one thing in common is they miss the camaraderie.
okay,
So Reveille Grounds is working towards that, having the camaraderie, providing that camaraderie, that safe space. And yeah, that's my latest project, I guess.
okay. Well, we'll make sure we'll have links to all of those organizations in the descriptions after the show. So for anybody that wants more information or how to join, we'll have that for you. You did forget one other thing that you did, you know, ba, 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 if anybody can see.
Oh,
Uh, so Claudia, you were co-author for Latinas 100s,
yep.
Leaving a Legacy and Inspiring the Next Generation,
Yep. Volume
Volume 1.
2.
So you want to talk a little bit about this?
Well, that book was a collaboration with Adriana Rosales.
Okay.
She invited a bunch of women to say, "Hey, write a short story and we'll put it all together." And she's building many volumes, and every volume has however many stories from different women from Latino backgrounds, different countries in the Latino backgrounds. And we just finished volume 2. We'll probably start working on volume 3 this summer. And if you were part of volume 1, you were invited to volume 2, and if you were part of volume 2, you're invited to volume 3. And it's just a short story of something that you want to share with the younger generation of Latinas.
Okay.
We just and it's, even though it's called Latina 100 or Latinas 100, it's not just women though. She has here recently started inviting males as well.
Hmm.
So it's just become a project more of just the Latino voice being published in a sense where it's a little more personal and less, mainstream.
Okay. Okay.
So
So,
yeah.
I mean, you hit us with so much, and we haven't even touched on actually the Veterana brand yet. But you clearly painted a picture of how you can have in life outside of the uniform. You can have a productive, successful life, you know, outside of your uniform. So tell us a little bit more about what products you serve, products what you have under the Veterana brand, and like what you see yourself with this brand going in the next 5 years or so, and and what advice you would want to give to those that want to transition and go the path that you went. I know that was a lot. That's a
I was gonna
pretty.
say that's more than one question, but
Okay,
I'll
well let's
go
as they say, one you attack that elephant one bite at a time, right? So let's
right.
start talking about Veterana, and then we can go forward from there.
All right. So first, I want to explain how Veterana came about,
Okay.
because not many people know what Veterana really means, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's a veteran with an A at the end." Well, yeah, it is,
Right.
but it means more than that. Veterana is a woman veteran in Spanish. It's that simple.
Okay.
Um, that's where the story, or that's where the brand uh, just came about, because I got tired of going to all these events and I always had to specify I'm a woman veteran, I'm a woman veteran, or I'm the woman veteran, or women veterans. And even though I still use that verbiage, I mean, I have to, I can't just walk around and use veterana 100% of the time because people look at me like, what are you talking about?
Right.
So
Right.
that's the purpose. But I use both of them.
Right.
I'll say veterana and then I'll translate it to what it means, because the whole purpose of veterana is to change that narrative. So we as women veterans, see, I'm using it because I'm being specific.
Mhm.
We need to earn, not necessarily earn, we earned it, but we need to own our own label, because I've done public speaking invitations, and they want to know, tell me about veterana. What's veterana? And my first question always is, well, tell me, when you hear the word veteran, what do you see?
Right.
And some people look at me like, is that a trick question?
Mhm.
But the answer is always a male, even a woman. If you ask a woman veteran, what does a veteran look like? They still picture a male in their head. And
I still get questions. Um, is your husband serving? Is it
right.
serving? I'm like, no. I could even be wearing something that army affiliated, and I still would have people thinking that my husband or boyfriend or whatever is the one serving, not
Well,
me. I'm like, oh,
to
okay.
say that, because I actually have a great story that happened today, that since you say that, you reminded me. So I'm
Mhm.
wearing one of my veterana shirts. I'm gonna get close to the camera. I don't know if you can see it. You see?
Well, I'm gonna show the crowd everybody minds too.
There we go. We got veterana power here. So as you can see, I have the main logo, veterana, which is the light skinned girl with the brown outfit. What
Yeah, yeah,
Monica's wearing, she's wearing the black girl with the army uniform. So I have all 5 branches. I haven't put Space Force in there, but I have
yeah. Soon.
Navy, Army, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard, and I have different ethnicities. I have the black girl, the Latina girl, the Muslim girl, the blonde girl, and the redheaded girl,
Mhm.
and those are all the logos that I have individually, and then I have another logo that has all 5 branches, and then it says United We Serve. So that's like a different separate campaign that I created for a school, and then I just kind of kept it and ran with it. But back to my story. So I'm wearing this shirt, went to the store, and the guy at the register, it was amazing. As he's waiting for me to pay, he just looked at me and said, "What branch?" That's all he said. That's all he said. And
So
I was
see,
so excited because I was like, "Oh my God, he recognized it."
exactly.
And he
That's
said, that's all he said. He said, "What branch?" I said, "Army." He said, "I was Navy." He said, "Did you retire?" I said, "No." I said, "Did you?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, thank you for your service." He's all, "Thank you for yours." And I walked out.
see,
And it was
see.
amazing. Like, I was recognized for me. He didn't question, like, had I been wearing just Army or Wounded Warrior or veteran, whatever, it would have been like, is it her? Or is it her husband, her dad, her brother, her something? But the fact that I had the woman logo, He was like,
Yeah,
"We're branch." I was just like,
exactly.
"Yes, mission accomplished." I felt so
Exactly.
good to be able to have that, especially recognized by a man, you know?
Yeah.
So that literally just happened today. So I'm glad I could share this because I haven't even shared that story with anybody. So this is exclusive for you. I saved it
Oh,
just for the military diva. See, you see
well,
how
thank you. Thank you, honey.
But yeah, that's the purpose of Veterana. The purpose is for women veterans to be recognized just as a veterana, not as a woman veteran or a veteran that happens to be a female. Like, no. I also went to I was in Minneapolis last weekend and I went to a Wounded Warrior event, and some of the ladies there, they were veterans themselves. So I started talking about my brand and stuff, and they were like, "Oh yeah, let's do it. Let me check this out." They're gonna have a retreat up there, so they want me to send them some swag and stuff. So I was like, cool, no problem. So we're expanding little by little. It's taken me a while. We've been I went live March 8th because that's officially Women's Day, but it was March 8th, 2020. We
Okay.
all know what happened in March of 2020.
Yeah.
So it was a struggle, and so we've been live for 2 years, and it's going little by little. It's slowly but surely. Every year, I have created a virtual 5K. So
Yeah.
what I do is I actually give out a medal, and you register. You do your 5K or your 10K, and then you receive a medal. And then part of the profits go to a nonprofit that helps women veterans. Last year, we helped what are they?
It was biscuit.
I know I
Biscuit
don't
and
remember.
cheese.
Final Salute. It was
There you
Final
go.
Salute.
Final, yeah.
They're out here in DC and they help um reintegrate. Well, they're more like homeless women veterans. That's what they and how like get
Right.
them back on their feet. The one we selected this year is called uh Attitudes. Damn, I don't remember the name.
It's gonna come back to me.
Right?
That and unfortunately, that's when we're because we're getting older. That's
it,
why
it,
we're going
it's
through.
a million things. But
Yeah.
they're out of Dallas,
Okay.
and they help reintegrate the women back into society from either have been in jail or have been in drugs, and they help them reintegrate back into society,
Okay.
and that's their purpose. And it their attitudes and heels.
Attitudes and heels.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they're the ones chosen this year. And so I have that 5K. I usually have it from March to June, but this year it's been a little bit slower. I think because the world is open again, so people are not really looking at virtual stuff as much. So I think I'm gonna have to push it out a couple months more just to allow people to have more participation for it. And that's what I do as the annual celebratory type of thing. And then, of course, I do vet expos. I do pop-up shops.
You got
Um,
one coming up, right?
I got one coming up June 18th in Fort Belvoir,
Yes. That's the
and
that's the Veterans Grow America
Veterans Grow
Expo.
America. They're the
And
ones that host those events.
I will
Great,
actually be
great
there.
program.
Yeah, I'll actually be there interviewing everybody there. So I get to see you again, and we'll have it on the VGA website and their social media platform.
That's cool. That's really good stuff. Yeah, it's a great group of people. A lot of the vendors are recycled in a sense, so it's become like a community, another veteran community that I've
Yeah,
become a part of. So that's always great as well. It's a group of entrepreneurs that are veterans, and we help each other out. It's pretty cool.
okay. Um, so what advice do you have that you would be willing to give out to um, those that's still in the uniform that wants to transition out And also, is there any advice for those that just got out and that's looking for um, some guidance on the next steps?
Definitely don't give up. Don't get don't get frustrated because you will. Because nothing is the same. Nothing's gonna be nothing's easier. I'm not saying the military was ever easy, but I think the military was easier when it came down to instruction, and it was harder when it came down to physical. I think in the civilian world is the opposite. It's physically easy, but it's difficult administratively. You have to do the stuff. You have to do the work. You can't give up. And there's a lot of stuff out there. A lot of stuff out there. All you got to do is talk to one person, one veteran,
Yes,
or one VSO, veteran service organization, one one nonprofit, and everything's just gonna flood. The help is there, the information is there. We've all gone through it, so there's no need for the new out. I guess incoming or outcoming veterans, however you want to word that. um there's no need for struggle because we've already done the struggle for you. So all you got to do is ask the question, be like, hey, this is what I need, and boom, you're going to get bombarded with ideas and thoughts. And you know VA, that's the biggest thing. VA, focus on your VA benefits. Like, in basic training they told us never go to sick call, never be a sick call warrior, yada yada yada, suck it up, walk it off, drink water. Don't do that. If your pinky toe hurts, go to sick call and say your pinky toe hurts. I've been fighting
documented.
migraines for years and they still keep telling me that it's not service connected because I never went to sick call for a headache. I have a headache, so I'll just take some pills and walk it off and keep it moving. I never went to sick call for it, but now they're like, well, it's not on your record, so we can't give you anything for it. So they have me on treatment. I see a neurologist all the time. I take pills all the time, but they still say it's not service connected. Therefore, it's a battle. So that's the biggest advice to give anybody that's still in. It's go to sick call for anything. Like I said, if the tip of your hair is sore, go
Go
check it out. Like,
document it,
don't
document
play
it,
with that.
document it.
That
Goodness
is
sake,
the biggest hurdle. Actually, I met a Vietnam vet today,
really.
and he had no idea that there was VA benefits and disability entitlements.
See, and that right there is.
I just shook my head. I was like, "Wait a second. Wait, time out." Like, he's like, "I only served 5 years." I said, "And you
That
got
you still,
Vietnam?" Like,
yeah,
but he said, "I only did 5 years." So, I was like, "That doesn't mean anything." So he's been out for about
long
maybe
time.
50 years.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he had no idea he was entitled to anything. So, of course, I took it upon myself to now help him out and see what we can do for him. I mean, anything that can be done is better than what he had, which he had no knowledge of it. So
right.
I was amazed, and that's just how it is. Not many people know. I mean, personally, I didn't even know I was entitled to VA benefits until somebody told me that I was, and I was like, "There's nothing wrong with me," and I didn't think there was nothing wrong with me. I've met a lot of people that say there's nothing wrong with me, and I went through a physical and all this, not even through a physical, they just went through all my medical records and they gave me a list of stuff that was or had or can be wrong with me. And I was like, "Oh, MG." Like,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah.
But
And the thing is, what a lot of people don't realize is you may think that it's not bothering you now, but let 5 years go down the line,
yeah,
and that knee, that trick knee that you thought like, oh, just walk it off, take 800, a couple of 800 milligrams of ibuprofen and drink some water like you said, and you'll
walk
be
it
good
off.
to go. Walk it
Yep.
off, and then 5 years down the line, you having to bandage it, ice it down, and things of that nature, and you don't realize there's problems that set in. So I mean, divas, I'm telling you, divas, listen to our veteran sisters when we say document, go to the doctor. Do not be afraid of going to the doctor. Do not let anyone, whether it is your NCO or your officer, you know, discourage you from going to the doctor because once this uniform comes off, as the army song keeps saying, and we're gonna just keep rolling along. That is what they're gonna do. You're gonna have to have that support once you're out. But enough of us getting off on our high hopes about our medical issues. Uh, where can we find you, Veterana?
Oh, so I am on Facebook as Veterana Shop and the same for Instagram, Veterana Shop. The website is www.veteranashop.com. And Veterana is just like I said earlier, veteran with an A at the end. And then shop, SHOP. And it's all one word.
Okay.
And that's the e-commerce website. So you can go in there and you can find t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, bags, backpacks. And if there's something you want that you don't see, just shoot me a message and be like, hey, miss, listen, I would like to see, I don't know, a dog scarf. And then I'll go see what I can do and make it happen. I've had people hit me up and say, hey, I want this mug, but I want it with that logo and I want my name on it. So I'll go
Right.
find that, get it done, shoot it off to them. So most of it can be customized. If I just can't do it, then I'll just come out and say no, I can't do it. But for the most part, I can make something work. I design the logos. I do not draw the logos. Okay, I cannot draw even a stick figure, but I designed the logos as far as I have my logos and then I just add or take away to the original logos based on what it is that I need to do. And if it's so complicated that I can't do it, then I just get the designer to actually draw it up. But for the most part, it's it's a very simple logo, just representing the woman. I'm a big fan of Rosie the Riveter, so that's where the arm logo comes from. But of course, I couldn't have the same thing as her. So that's why she only has one arm up. She doesn't have the rolling of the sleeve. And the reason why the main logo is like tannish, brownish colors is because I wanted to incorporate all the branches. And I feel like having been an Iraq and Afghanistan era veteran, I realized that all branches wore those desert camis at some point.
Yes.
So that's where the desert cami colors come from. The colors of Veterana are tan and dark, like a dark chocolate brown. Yes, had to do the
Yeah.
chocolate brown. And
I
and
wonder
those
why.
are those are the main colors of the logo.
Yes.
And of course Veterana meaning woman veteran. And then the motto is she served. And that was specifically done that way. Actually, a guy gave me that idea because I wanted to say the motto I wanted to be Veterana, we served too. And he said, nope, just say she served. She says it all. And I was like, I like that. And that's where Veterana, she served came from.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how the logo came about. And I like the stencil lettering. That's why Veterana has the stencil lettering.
Yeah.
It gives it that military feeling. I just like I
It's
said, it's kind of like a lifestyle.
it's dope.
And then the girl, the main logo, she was supposed to be kind of pink skinned, not necessarily white or tan or dark or light. She was supposed to
Mhm.
be more of a pink because she was supposed to be more of a cartoon
Well,
because
I
I
can see that. It's kind of give it an kind of old 40s retro
that
vibe.
was the purpose. But then,
Okay.
somebody has something to say and they're like, she don't look like me, I don't look like her. I can't relate. So I was like, all right, let's make some moves. I made some moves because originally it was just that one logo, but I had to cater to the audience, and that's where the rest of uniforms came from, and that's where the rest of the nationalities came from. Some females or some veterana sisters um like the original logo just because they understand the concept is just it's just a picture, it's a cartoon, but some want to be more specific and they want to carry what something that they can relate to more, which is understandable.
Oh,
um i
it's
personally
understandable.
I personally don't pick a uniform or anything. I like to keep it just the original logo because I don't want to pinpoint that I was in the army or in the navy or in the marine. I don't want to personally do that myself. So I keep the main logo, but I always keep the other stuff around for whatever reason that may come up or whatever. But it's always available. So whatever's needed, it's there. So it's always preference and choice.
Okay, okay. Well, I like my Veterana shirt because she looks like me as much as also in being that I'm still in showing an army green. I have to still rep the army. 5 more years, y'all. 5 more years. So
It's a choice. It's a choice. I had a friend request that same logo for a hoodie and a mouse pad. So she has a mouse pad at work with that same logo.
exactly. That's all we need. All
Yeah.
right. So if anybody wants to see you, have questions, or give you a high five, or you want to tell them more about your Veterana brand, um, you'll be at the Veterans Grow America Expo at Fort Belvoir
Hmm.
on June 18th. June
June
18th.
19th. I'll be there all day.
All right, and that's Fort Belvoir, Virginia.
Correct.
Everybody, for those who do not know where Fort Belvoir is, military base, come out, check it out, get to meet the veterana and all the other amazing veterans there, vendors, and get some swag. All right, so gonna end this amazing show today. So live, laugh, love. Talk to you soon, divas. Bye.